What up, everybody?
Hi, besties. We're back at it again.
Let's go.
Here we are. We are so excited to chat with you about everything that happened on NXT. Hello, it has been forever.
What up?
It feels that way. But we're moving now. We're cruising into the end of the year here. Yeah. And
Amanda, for full disclosure, Amanda and I both are going into the holiday season on E. We are both been dealing with a very bad cold for a while. Yes. But we're fighting through it.
We are fighting through.
We're back on it, y'all. Tuesday Night Besties, welcome in.
Hello. We would love to see your names in this little chat over here. So let me know who's here. We are chatting about all things NXT.
That's right.
Yeah. So
we haven't even got to talk since deadline.
No. Yeah. So we have not.
There's a lot that we got.
There's so much.
Wrap our head around. I mean, let's start there to recap a little bit where we got to tonight. So, obviously, Trick retains, as we all thought. I think that was the one match we got correct in our predictions. No, I'm just kidding. We got more right than that. I'm just messing.
I don't know if I did.
Amanda did. I'm just messing because she has no faith in her picks. But she usually does pretty good. I'm messing with her. Obafemi was the surprise entrant into the Men's Iron Survivor and is the new number one contender. And could carry that momentum into tonight, right? I mean, the first match against Axiom. What were your thoughts about? Let's start there. Obafemi winning the Men's Iron Survivor, carrying that momentum into tonight.
I am such an Obafemi stan. Like, it's actually kind of sick. The funniest part is that he looks exactly, in my mind, he looks and sounds exactly like a nurse manager I used to work with in an inpatient facility. So like when Obafemi starts talking, I expect that a scary white woman named Karen is going to fly in and start screaming at us and like want to see a care plan alteration immediately. Like, it's bad. So I get excited every time. Oh, okay. Let me tell you, we'll get to it, okay? I had quite the Amazon drama over it.
I don't know if hot sauce is the best idea.
At this point, I can't taste, so it might be the best time to be just I don't know. It probably just would be burning then, wouldn't it?
I was going to say, it's still going to burn.
That's gross. Yeah, that's bad. So Obafemi is such a delight. I was actually really looking forward to hopefully him going to the main roster. So I guess I have like a slight disappointment from that perspective. But other than that, I am so happy he's back. I think Axiom is the funniest possible. Like, the combination of those two styles is very fun. And that was an enjoyable match, I think, due to that reason. Hi, George. Nice to see you. Happy you're joining us.
Yes.
What did you think?
Yeah, I mean, I was with you. I wasn't I didn't have strong feelings either way about him either going to the main roster or staying on NXT or anything. I did have a set in my mind that he was going to be debuting at the Royal Rumble. Yeah. And they were just going to keep him off until the Royal Rumble. He was going to come in the Rumble, and he still might. I mean, he still could. I mean, he's back. He still could. But I thought they were going to have him in the Rumble as a surprise entrant. He's going to come out, eliminate half the roster, and make a big splash. But instead, they do what pretty much what needed to do, right? I mean, at some point, we were moving towards Trick Williams, Obafemi for the NXT title. Like, that had to be, it's just like Trick Mello. We had to get Trick Mello before Mello left. And before Trick leaves, we got to get, or Obafemi, we got to get Trick Oba before they go for the NXT title. So they pull the trigger on it. He wins the Mid Iron Survivor. There was obviously other guys in that match I was really pulling for too. But look, once Obafemi gets added, I'm sorry, but Obafemi has to clear. He's the man. He's the future. And he's a pillar of the future of NXT on the CW network. So I think it was right for him to win.
Yes. So excited that he's back.
New Year's Eve was going to be fire. That match, I can't wait for that match.
Yes.
I think Trick really needs this match too, Amanda, because his last couple title defenses have been really mid. The matches themselves have been I personally didn't enjoy him and Ridge Holland that much.
Yeah.
I I think it was an okay match for what it was, but I think it was just overshadowed by so many other good matches that Deadline that it
Mm-hmm.
made that match look worse than it really was.
Yeah.
And then the whole, I mean, Ethan Page, the story was bigger than the matches, in my opinion. Like, to
Yeah.
me, it was just funny watching them do diss tracks against each other. Like, that was the comedy behind it, you know? So, like,
Yeah.
I think he really needs a strong feud and a strong match. So, I think it was something that NXT needed drastically in the men's division.
Yeah. I also think that it was very interesting when he had I guess that was 2 weeks ago now, but whenever there was an in-ring segment and he very clearly laid out like, don't sleep on Trick. I think we've forgotten how many
Yeah.
things, how many crucibles Trick has gone through, right? So
Yeah.
like it's not just Mello. There is a whole Iliad chapter that I think is
Yeah. Yep.
probably being overlooked when we look back on this year. I would say is that was 2024, right?
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
a lot of people are forgetting that. He slayed the Mad Dragon, as he says, and people
So
forget it.
good. Like I think there's been a lot that Trick's accomplished a lot and
Yeah.
not a lot of time. Um and I'm excited to see what he does next. I make a big deal. I keep getting excited because he's in that Netflix commercial.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
like don't
So,
know if I'm the only person who cares about the people in the Netflix commercial, but I'm
no,
like, oh,
I've been
Trick's there,
watching them
Trick's
too.
there. Too excited.
Yeah, and you know they're gonna start, especially with the transfer window. Like you thought
Yeah,
it could be in, something there. So
could be in the
yeah,
work.
I just really think the men's division I think is finally gaining some ground right now. I think that's
Mhm.
where a good place to start on the show because we talk about the women's division so much on NXT and how strong it is, which rightfully so, right? But the men's division had got some much needed excitement. Like
Yes.
the North
Yes.
American scene could use a little bit of help. I know Tony D just got the title, so it's
Yeah.
just starting. But I think that scene could use a little bit of help because it feels like that died off a little bit. But for at least for the
Mhm.
moment, the NXT Championship has stories surrounding it,
Mhm.
meaningful story, and it
Yeah.
kicked up even more tonight with the main event, right? With
Yes.
Eddie Thorpe and Trick Williams, the way that ended.
Mhm. So I love a good cliffhanger finish. I think that since they've gone to the CW, it's been something really catchy every time. Like there's something that's very um like you have to watch next week. You're excited to see what happens next. And I guess because it's a double taping for tonight, it's
Yeah,
possible that there's already like some intel. But what I did like about, and I don't know if it's a strategy or not, but to have a double taping at not the performance center, I
yeah,
think is pretty great because it's not as though the same cast of characters, like there's a lot of regulars that go every week to NXT.
hmm
And I love those people because that helps me write stories. Like I love it. But I think that sometimes a traveling double taping feels like we could have a little bit of like still mystery going into it because those things
yeah,
happen in backstage segments that the crowd tonight and Lowell won't see. Just it's very exciting. So yeah, I don't know who won. Who won DC?
yeah. I think that's what we're gonna leave in the air. So the match ends with Trick has Eddie Thorpe pinned, but Thorpe also has his arm on top of Trick, who's
Mm-hmm.
also getting pinned by another ref. So there's two referees.
Yep.
One's pinning for Trick, one's pinning for Eddie Thorpe.
Mm-hmm.
So they both win. And we're
Yep.
probably going to get a triple threat at New Year's Evil instead of just one on one, which I hope not. I'm
Yeah.
hoping they don't do that, which was the only part I didn't like the cliffhanger because, like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Are
What
we
are we
just
doing?
prolonging this for another week? Like, just get me ready. I mean, New Year's Evil it's only a few weeks away, so like I really don't feel like we
Yeah.
need to like fill any time in between. So we'll see. For now, I'm just gonna, I'm not gonna let the fantasy booking get to my head. I really try not to do that anymore. So I try not to overthink things. But for now, I think it's just create controversy for another week. I think is what it was for. And
I
hopefully, I just hope we're not getting a triple threat. Obafemi deserves one on one.
I agree. I do think that
But I
yeah.
will say, I do love what they're doing with Eddie Thorpe. I do love
Do
that they
you?
did this. I love it because I've been saying it for a while. Like he's a great wrestler.
Yeah.
his character, like it
Yeah, the
just something
character's been so
wasn't hitting. It wasn't hitting with
no.
me. Like they
Yeah.
did, and then they tried to switch it up. Remember, they tried to make him like a DJ or something.
Uh-huh.
They went through that weird stuff, and it's like I'm not feeling this. And like now, I feel like he's starting to get this character a little bit that's being developed. I really like that they swerved us there and had him be the guy that attacked himself
Yeah.
just to make sure that he got a title shot. Like I love that. Great
Yeah.
storytelling, great writing. So I do love that. I just don't want him in a triple threat. We don't need another triple threat. I'm sick of triple threats. I am.
Yeah.
Look, just
It
give me
is
one on one. Sometimes that's all you need.
yeah. It is very much something that feels like a cop out, and like I do think that we have a fair number of a triple threat moment that occur. So I can understand that critique. I get that.
Yeah.
I do think that so I think George, I think until we got kind of a with last week with like more of a smarmy like dirt bag side to Eddy
Yeah.
Thorpe, I think that was perhaps the like topping that I needed because I wasn't getting it. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, it's not that I don't get that you can be very proud of Native heritage and be a DJ. Like those two things were fine together. That wasn't the disconnect for me.
Mm-hmm.
The disconnect was like, are you nice or not? Because like you're kind of sticking up for girls in the back, like you're he kind of got involved in a couple conversations in the back that made it seem like it was just so cheesy and like I think he's probably a lovely person, but playing a lovely person was coming off so corny that then by the time he gets to the ring, I am expecting like, oh my God, what is his name? I love him from Level Up. Cutler James, is that a person?
Yeah, you've mentioned
Yes. Oh my God. That is like perfect because he's supposed to be corny. So then he kind of comes out and he's still a little corny in the ring, and that's what it's meant to be. But there was it was still very much, what was his New Japan? Like, is that his real name? Is it Carl Fredrickson? Carl Fredericks?
I just know his NXT name.
But like you still kind of saw this like very clearly advanced wrestler in the ring, but then the character piece was definitely like always missing. So I'm excited to see where he goes. I think that he could have a pretty funny like dirtbag off with Ethan Page, because I think that that's a lane that Ethan Page is.
I don't think Ethan Page is going to be on NXT much longer.
I don't think so either. So it's okay.
I don't think we're even going to get there. Yeah,
we're not. They could be friends, though. I think we could see Eddy Thorpe slide into that Ethan Page zone, though, of like this kind of you kind of can't put your finger on it why you don't like this MFer, but you really do not like this guy. And he just seems to pull off these little stunts and get away with it. And I think in a way that is not the direction they're going with Lexis King. Because I that's always what I think Lexis King excels, is just being kind of like a oh man, like a smarmy dirtbag. But yeah, we'll have to see. Hopefully not a triple threat, to be fair.
Yeah, no triple threats. I'm tired of the triple threats. So definitely looking forward to seeing how they plan everything out moving forward with the men's NXT title picture. Another thing that I am enjoying right now, I mean, look, Fraxium, at some point, we got to talk greatest NXT tag team of all time with Fraxium.
You know what? It's probably like, that's a sleeper hit. That's something that we really
we got to start the discussion.
I don't think that it's a wrong discussion, right? Like, at what point?
I mean, who else would go on? Like, look, if you're thinking greatest NXT tag teams of all time, I think Fraxium is one of the first that comes up. And people are gonna be like, "Oh, that's recency bias." Like, they've beaten everyone. I mean, there's nobody left for them to beat.
Yeah,
it's like we keep expecting them to lose the titles, right? Like we keep thinking, this might be it. They've had them for so long, and it's just not the time. It's just not the day. And they keep retaining and keep finding a way. And I mean, and obviously their chemistry in the ring, like, is bar none. So, like, at some point, we got to start talking best NXT tag team of all time with Fraxium.
Do you think they stay together?
At this point, I think that's how they start off. Yes, I think they should definitely go together. At this point, they're a tag team.
I think that for me is the reason why they haven't broken up, because I think the only way that I can see them conceivably losing is that they turn on each other. And I think that's sort of the beauty of what's going on with them, is like, it kind of is that, like a little, I wasn't like a big NXT gal back in the day, but I feel like the DIY run of like Ciampa and Johnny Gargano's a similar vibe of like, you can't, it's not that another team will beat them. It's that they can only actually beat each other, sort of a thing. Like, unless it implodes, there's nobody else. I think I can't. Oh, you know what? I don't know.
You can't assume.
I think. Yeah, I mean, probably.
So, I think so too. What up, NDB?
I agree. I don't.
Yeah. I mean, look, they've been champions, and people don't realize this. And counting, 226 days.
Yeah, that's a long one, especially for NXT. Yeah.
And like, longest reigning NXT tag team champions was the Ascension, right?
Oh.
364 days.
Okay.
Is the record. They probably won't touch the record. That's like 100.
That's a ways off.
But I mean, look, 226 and counting.
That's a lot. 226, a lead spear.
226 days and counting for Axiom.
You know, that's true. That is true.
That's right. I mean, look.
When does the Dusty
We're starting
Cup
the conversation here. We're starting it here. For Axiom, going down in history. Greatest NXT tag team of all time? At the very least, they're Mount Rushmore. At the very least. But I'd argue they're the best.
I can't think of anyone that will conceivably beat them on the horizon. Because there's perhaps more like I love Hank and Tank. That is the most entertaining thing in the whole world to me. But like, do I actually believe that those two athletes will conceivably cleanly beat those other two athletes? Like, no, I don't. And I can't think of anybody that can, honestly.
No.
If it's not,
I think they're building towards OTM maybe getting it. Is what I think they might be doing. But I mean, we'll see.
Yeah. Hank and Tank are always on the horizon as far as I'm concerned. And then also MDB told me January, February for the Dusty Cup. I love a little Dusty Cup moment. But I historically enjoy the tag teams on NXT so much that I want them to get out. Like, I felt the same way about Creed Brothers. I was like, I love you so much, get out. Legado del Fantasma was the same way. I love you so much, get out. Like, it's it's easy to want them to get called up, I guess. There's a lot of fun stuff that goes on. But right now, that's the conversation. Tag DC for the rest of the week on Twitter. Start arguing with people.
Yeah, I will say though, I am sick of
Christmas.
I'm sick of them facing Gallus. I'm sick of Gallus.
I don't give a shit about Gallus. Let's Amanda's hot takes. Don't give a shit about Gallus. Don't. I just
there
don't.
it is.
I just don't.
Give a shit about Gallus.
I don't give a shit about Gallus. You can't make me care.
I just like it. I just like we got to see Fraxium again. They defended the titles again tonight. Another successful defense. Tag division's cooking. Sorry, I have a crying toddler in the background. I'm trying to block it out, but it's not working.
It's okay. I can chat. What else happened on tonight's here show? It appeared that the chat informed me. I missed a chunk, so where'd it go? Are Alba Fire and Alba Fire and Isla Dawn trying to stir up trouble with Fatal Influence? Is that a thing that I missed?
Yeah, that happened tonight too. They just basically were telling them that I don't know exactly what was going on there. Just giving Alba Fire. I mean with the transfer thing, you can go to different shows. I think there's nothing for Isla Dawn and Alba Fire to do right now.
Yeah.
So I think it's something for them to.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think that's all it is.
Oh, well, it's
I
also
wish it
fun.
was more.
I like seeing them around.
Isla Dawn, always welcome.
There we go.
What's your MDB?
I will also take it.
Yeah, anytime, especially somebody like Alba Fire, who, I mean, she's NXT all day. Like, come on. So anytime she wants to come back to NXT, you gotta lay it out for her to come back.
Also, I'll let this. I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
Hey, shout out to Shotzi returning and create. I mean, a new faction with Tatum Paxley and Gigi Dolan. I like it.
I love a Spooky Girls trio.
Who could come up with the best name? The best name for Shotzi, Gigi Dolan, and Tatum Paxley's new faction.
I mean, I wouldn't want them to give away the like Gigi tagline, but I always love it when they call her Hell's favorite harlot. Yeah, I think like just like Hell's Harlots would be so cute. I want to see a word that I want a t-shirt of, okay? Because Fatal Influence, I'm not going to wear that. Yeah. I don't want that. Pure Fusion Collective, I don't want to wear that. Like, I think if there's something that's like fun, the three of them are so fun, and I really appreciate that combination of personalities. I didn't necessarily... That wasn't on my bingo card, right? Like dorky things to say. I didn't necessarily see Shotzi coming back to NXT. I didn't necessarily even see Gigi coming back within the same realm of things. But the three of them together, I think, work really well. And could honestly be like, man, Girl DX would be so
that'd be fire. That'd be fire.
So good.
I'm just glad that they're doing something with all three of them, because it's like,
yes,
and it gives them a chance to be their characters, right? Like, I feel like their character work gets overlooked a little bit, and I think this is a great way to kind of highlight their character work a little bit. I think it gets overlooked, so I just, as long as we don't get another Pure Fusion Collective, I'm good to go.
I don't think Shawn Michaels will do us like that.
I don't think so either. Especially the women's division. Come on,
I try to,
You know better than that. But I'm enjoying that. Yeah, good shout out. Jasmine Nix is a star in the making.
Sure, yeah, totally.
I honestly don't know anything about Jasmine Nix other than she's in Fatal Influence, because like she's wrestled like twice. We've hardly even seen her wrestle, and she's dating. I know she's dating the one dude that was in the Squid Game TV show thing.
Oh,
not the original Squid Game. They remade it. Oh, and made it into like a gaming, like a reality show. Oh, and there's a guy on there that she's dating. That's literally all I know about her. Oh. We haven't seen enough of her. I want to see more. Yeah. Like, we know everything about Fallon and JC, but like Jasmine, she has a great entrance and tons of charisma, but like we haven't really seen her wrestle a whole lot. We need more. We
do. I have to Google her a lot because her name is spelled strangely, and I can never remember. And I always want to make one of those Y's an I, and I don't know which one. And then it turns out neither, and I just need to remind myself it's neither. But I do know that through Googling her name a ton of times, she is like a lot of her collegiate soccer pictures come up, and like it is one of those things where I always wonder, like, how does that get assigned? You know what I mean? Like, so Sol Ruka still gets to say like sporty girl, but Jasmine Nix is actually a sporty girl.
Right.
But we haven't really seen her like do a lot of athletic stuff. So it's like, it's good. I think we agree. She is great. A+ kicks. Yes, I bet she does. You know who I miss desperately is Ariana Grace. She's my favorite character.
On a whole lot lately either.
And I always expected the two of them to link up for some reason. Maybe just because of their looks. I thought that they would be like a cute team.
Yeah.
But like just really being evil. I think Jasmine Nix is good at being pretty nasty. It's more authentic, I think, than Fallon Henley.
I think so too.
I think Fallon Henley might be a nice girl in real life. Because like, you know what I mean?
She's doing good though. She's doing good.
She's doing so great.
Yeah.
Oh, I enjoy those three too. So
Yeah, it's definitely more by you buy into it a lot more with Jasmine. She does it. You can tell it's a little bit easier and more natural for her.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
while we're on the women's division, I hope you saw that quick promo video tonight about Julia and Roxanne. That was my favorite part of the night. I hate, I don't want to take any shine away from anyone else on the show tonight or any match or anything, but that highlights how, first of all, how much better the women's division has been booked throughout these years on NXT. First of all,
Yeah.
second of all, how many women have been on NXT,
Yeah.
and third of all, it's just a testament to wrestling today. And like, there's so many women, and like there's so many that could go for the NXT women's title right now. That would make sense, right?
Yeah.
But it comes down to Roxanne Julia. Yeah. A+ video package. Like that match is a big deal, and I think it's a bigger deal than people even realize. Like Roxanne's title reign is legendary. Like you can literally, if you want to be arguable, you can say Asuka's title reign is better. But like, look, I was watching then, but I wasn't at the same time.
Yeah.
And to me, Roxanne, I'm saying it right now on record, Roxanne's title reign as NXT Women's Champion, this current one, is the greatest run in NXT history.
I think it's undeniable that you can, at least in the last 2, maybe 3 years, there is not another name that you can more closely associate with that entire division, because it really very much was a Mandy Rose, and I think really sort of straight-handed the baton at that point to Roxanne Perez, and it's been all Roxanne since then. Even though there's been these periods, right? Like there has been a blips throughout, I still think that because she didn't lose it the first time, I mean, like it was vacated, it wasn't a loss. I think that there's been that through line for years. And perhaps hot take.
Ooh.
The same way that you can't talk about the last multiple years of the main roster without talking about Cody, without talking about Roman.
Right.
You really cannot talk about NXT over the past several years without discussing Roxanne Perez in a way that there isn't totally a comparative, I think, in the men's division, because people have left. Like there hasn't been somebody who's really been the anchor of that division for this long. And part of that, I'm like, oh, you're so amazing. Like, again, like, you're so amazing. I want you to go. Like, get out. Like, I love you so much. Get out. But I think the future of the NXT women's division has unlimited potential that feels like they should honestly have their own show.
Yeah, it's to the point. Yeah. I mean,
there could be a whole another 2 hours a week of just those girls. I really believe that, because there's a lot of stories to be told there, and they've done an excellent job of recruiting these like established international names. That does not negate the fact that the next in line gals keep happening, because you now have a roster that has Julia, Stephanie Vicor, you have Zarya, you also have Jada Parker, you also have Sol Ruka, you also have like Carmen Petrovich. It should not be denied.
Carmen,
I feel
Lola,
like Lola Vice. I mean, it's very, very stacked. So Evolution 2, indeed. Why?
Yes, let's book it.
Why not?
Let's do it.
Clip this.
Yes.
Tag my bestie.
It's been time. Like, it's been time. And like, include all 3 shows.
Yeah.
Fill that show. Stack that show. All 3 shows.
It would also be very iconic to have, because there is such strong talent in NXT, there is not a good reason why you can't have Rhea and Zarya.
Exactly.
There's not a good reason you couldn't have like Lola Vice and Zelina Vega. Like, they're not going to hurt each other.
Right.
These are people who know what they're doing. Like, it's not a situation that, because I do think sometimes there's pushback of like, oh, those people are less experienced or what have you. Like, no, I think Ren Sinclair is not her first time around this block. Okay. Like, she and Bailey would put on a banger. So there's not a good reason to not just have a full on, ooh, Ooh, Bianca and Jada Parker would be very fun.
Ooh.
Because Bianca could be so mean. It could like reinvigorate the spicy Bianca. Okay, Evolution 2, main roster versus NXT. As far as I'm concerned, we just booked half of it. Okay, we don't even need to go a lot further.
We'll send them the check. Send them the check.
There you go. We'll take a T-shirt.
Send them
That's
the
all
invoice.
we need. That is all we need.
Yeah, that promo package tonight, though, I definitely wanted to shine some love on that because, like, you know, WWE has gotten really good with these promo packages. Like, look, and you know, while we criticize people that do these jobs, we got to realize too and give them credit when credit is due.
When it's good, right?
That video package, I got it retweeted and everything. If you haven't seen it yet, on my Twitter, it's A+. Roxanne Julia is the biggest deal for that entire weekend, and they made sure of it for New Year's Evil. So I'm ready for the match. I'm ready for it. I think we all expect what we're thinking is going to happen, but we'll see because we thought it was happening in October at the CW debut. So you never know. And the name you didn't even mention was Cora Jade, who
I love.
Yeah,
who I
so
genuinely love.
So there's so many women in the NXT right now. So it's, and a lot of these women weren't even on TV tonight. So yeah, I think Amanda's on to something there. So I wanted to give some love to that back.
Oh,
who?
You could bring any legends back.
Ooh,
but I did just immediately think Mickie James and Cora Jade would be the fucking best
fire
thing I could imagine.
She would come back in a heartbeat. So you know she would.
She's already there. She's floating around because they got that show. That I know. It's like it's not Let's Fucking Go, but it's like LFG. It's like Legends, Future Greats or something. But it's LFG. So that's the only reason why I remember it. Yeah, she's already there. Oh.
So what was so before we sign off here, best of the best and worst of the worst tonight on tonight's show?
I'm not sure I have a worst.
There's a lot to pick from. I mean, we didn't mention the women's tag match either. Metaphor versus Zarya and Sol Ruka happened tonight. Nathan, we mentioned poor Axiom had 2 matches tonight. Like, poor dude. I mean, I guess it's only right though. Fraser had 2 matches at Deadline, so why not?
It's true.
Jada faced Rain Sinclair. So what was your? I already know what my worst. I'll go ahead and start to give you a little bit of time.
Yeah.
My worst of the worst. I am getting look. I'm glad they're on TV because Deion Lennox is a guy that I've been wanting to get a little TV time.
Yes.
Sante, I've been wanting to get him some TV time. He puts in a lot of work.
Yes.
In the dungeon, the performance center, he puts in a lot of work. And guy can wrestle. But look, I don't watch Love Island. I don't watch any of those retarded dating shows for a reason. Okay? I'm not feeling this. And my main reason for it is because Carmen is way above this. Carmen Petrovic is so much above any of this nonsense. And to throw Nikita in it, and it's just like, what are we doing? Like, you got Asante, who's a great wrestler. Carmen's a great wrestler. You got Nikita Lyons, who you're trying to retool and rebuild, and you're just going to throw them all into Love Island on NXT Tuesday night. Like, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah. That would be also my worst, my least.
I thought you would like that.
Here's why it's my least best. Here it is. Here's why. Is because you would think I would like it, right?
Yeah.
But I feel similarly in that I think it's beneath Carmen. I think it's been beneath Carmen the entire time. I think she's getting to show though that she has acting skills. True. And I do think that that's something that we first saw from her when she was partnered with Natalya. I think it's that's clear that she is, bro, I don't want to oversell it. I feel like this is going to get clipped in a weird way, but there are people who are naturally gifted athletes, right? We can name a bunch of them. There are people who are naturally charismatic, which being a good actress and being charismatic are not the same thing. Because Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson, I would say, are the most charisma you can find.
Right.
But I don't necessarily want to see them doing the Love Island stuff either, because their acting feels kind of like, this is weird. I think Lash and Trick did a great job together because they're actually together. So it wasn't like a put upon thing.
Yeah.
But because Carmen is good at the acting piece, I think she's like getting punished in a way, because then she's in this, it's getting her on TV and it's showing off that she has these different sides to her. But I do think that it is beneath her. I think it's beneath both of the men. And I don't want to be insulting. We'll start there. I don't necessarily think it's beneath Nikita Lyons.
Ooh.
And the reason why I say that is that she needs a storyline to get her back incorporated with the rest of the gang. Like, she hasn't been here for a while. The person who attacked her is Blair Davenport, who's like not really even here. I mean, there isn't like a reason. So I understand why we're doing what we're doing. But I think that this particular combination of people doesn't make sense.
Gotcha.
But
yeah,
I think Nikita Lyons should be on some other kind of like, could she like be her own like bachelorette situation?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like something where it's still like Carmen's helping her find a boyfriend. I mean, like something that is
like something different. Yeah.
In the vein, but without being so like
dumb. And I don't even know the right like adjective. Like I don't even know the right word to describe it. It's just not
right. Like I don't want her doing this.
Yeah, she can.
And I'm not even like that because I love a cheesy stuff. The stupid. Do you remember there was an NXT like makeout competition one day?
I don't remember.
It was Duke Hudson.
Oh my goodness!
And what was Steph DeLander's fucking NXT name? Persia Parada. Okay, and then who is the other couple? The chat will tell me. There was a makeout off, and they were all wearing cowboy themed outfits.
That was terrible.
And we're just like
we've come
making out with each other in the ring. It was so pointless. It was so pointless, and it was just like
clearly before Shawn Michaels, I'm sure.
It was very 2.0.
Yeah,
but it's like it feels like it's not that bad. But it reminds me of that level of random.
I think this is the first time we've ever had the same worst of the worst. We made history, folks.
We did. We
made history. So what was your best of the best?
I love a trick finish, so I like the main event situation. I just like it when there's I always like it if they're going off the air with a what's happening now? Like what's next? Like who won? I enjoy so.
Yeah,
How about you?
So for me, I'm gonna stick with. It was close for me. So all the way until we started the show, I was with that. I was with the ending, or I was also with the finish of the tag team title match, Frazier and Axiom. But I'm you know what? I'm gonna go with a curveball. Since you threw me off, I'm gonna throw you off.
Okay.
My best of the best was Ethan Page's promo.
Here we go.
I love what they're doing with Ethan Page. When he first got here, I didn't understand it. I was like, all right, like I know this guy. I've heard about him. It didn't hit with me at first, but like tonight, it all came together. It all came together tonight. I love Javon Evans, obviously, but like, sorry, he had to be the guy to, get the worst end of it. But like, I like what they're doing with Ethan Page where he goes. He's clearly going to the main roster, and this is like his last hurrah, I really enjoyed that tonight. I'm enjoying his very Miz-like exit out of NXT. I'm enjoying his character work. Tonight was strong from Ethan Page, so I want to give Ethan Page some love tonight.
Ethan Page is such a legend. I feel like I cared more about Ethan Page from his YouTube channel than I ever did from AEW because I don't think he has gotten to show his personality. I don't feel like the personality ever actually got the time to develop in AEW. It was like kind of, sort of, but not really. And he's another person that has the depth to like what they're capable of. I don't think we've even like scratched the surface. It's the same as that. It's the same as like that Jordan Grace. Like she just tweeted that about this last year. Like that hadn't even scratched. Like I believe that about her. I believe that about Ethan Page. We haven't even started to see it yet. So he is so good. He's
starting to lose his smile, so he's going to start by taking Javon Evans' smile.
The lose your smile too. The Shawn Michaels of it all. I just think it's so funny and like
it's good
layered
stuff.
in so many ways. It's very good. It's very good. Yeah, I hope he comes back because he's usually funny. To be fair,
I didn't know that. He deleted his Twitter.
Sometimes I think it was like when he was sad, like a week or so ago.
Oh, okay. So
did I make that up? Let me know, Elite Spirit, if I'm wrong, but I think it was a moment ago. Well, there we go. We got her done. You guys, next time. Oh, he's back now. Okay, good. Thank you for that update, actually, because I didn't realize.
Hey, shout out Elite Spirit tonight. Shout out him.
So good. So good. We love an interactive chat.
Who was the first guy? I can't remember his name.
George is here.
Yep. First commenter. Yep. Shout out everybody watching tonight. You could be doing anything in the world and you're spending time with us. Shout out to all of you. Every Tuesday we'll be right here.
We appreciate you so much. You guys, You have no idea. Okay. So next week is a pre-taped show. So there will be spoilers afoot, but we don't know stuff about like the behind the scenes stories and whatnot. I think NXT honestly does that really well. So we'll see you back here next week. We'll still be here. We're chatting. What day is that? Is that already Christmas Eve? Christmas Eve.
Ooh, Christmas Eve.
Are we going to be here?
Are we going to be here? I think we're supposed to be taking that off.
I don't think we're gonna be here, guys.
Yeah,
so
we're gonna. And then New Year, definitely not the following Tuesday because that's New Year's Eve.
You know what? We'll find a day.
Not able to do a show for sure.
We will. Yeah, we're not. Left the gun show on Mondays. I left my eyebrows.
I'll bring it back next time we're on MDB. My bad.
My brow pencil was gone today, and I was like. MDB. No,
MDB.
It's Tuesday.
My bad.
Okay, well, we'll see you guys soon. If not, we'll see you next year.
Wow.
Bye, besties.
Peace of love.